Welcome to Office Hours. Go ahead and wave, put a one in the chat, say hello. I am Eric Hall, your success concierge, and I want to welcome you to my first inaugural, first of many office hours. So, let me give you a little bit of background about myself. Now, some of you have been following me for a while. You've seen some of my videos, some of the content that I put out. But who is Eric Hall? I'm someone who has a background in sales and marketing. I've been doing that for a long time. Worked in the tech field, also have a CBD business. And as many of you know, I'm a personal and corporate brand and image consultant. So, what does that consist of? I help individuals with the ABCDs of image, appearance, behavior, communication, digital footprint, all things encompassing that. Then also, I help individuals with their career. So, what does that consist of? That consists of resume writing, that consists of interview skills, how to navigate the corporate world, even public speaking and presentations, so you can get the most out of your career and get the outcomes that you want. Then, on the corporate side, what I do, I help individuals with their brand and their marketing of their business, making sure they're getting the right message, also training their sales force, their sales staff, as well as dress codes, those types of things to help organizations make sure their brand and image is on point and they're sending out the right message. Now, we've seen a lot of things recently in the news about individuals, whether they be celebrities, whether they be corporations, businesses, who have had some things that have negatively impacted their brand image. And that's where I come in. I want to help individuals like that. So, how did I come up with the concept for office hours? This is an old consulting term, or even the old school term from that you hear in school. Like, so you have your normal day where you go through and go out about your business. Then you have office hours or after hours. This is where you get that one on one special attention, or multiple individuals get that special attention and get things specific to you that may not have been answered in class, or you may have questions a little bit after that. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to do office hours to help individuals get the outcomes they desire and put themselves in even better position. We have a lot of people who are successful. Shout out to you. Keep doing amazing things. And we have a lot of individuals who want even more success. So that's what we're here for. We help you even be even more successful. So what I'm going to do is I got my moderators in here. I want to welcome everyone. I have questions that people have asked, and also individuals who tuning in the chat. Feel free to put your questions in about that, and we can talk about a number of things. We can talk about image, we can talk about communication, we can talk about fashion, we can talk about career tips, life tips, even things to help you be even more successful in business. So that's what we have going on tap today for office hours. And again, I just want to help individuals put themselves in even better position to achieve their desired outcomes. So as you know, I'm Eric Hall, your success concierge. And what we do, let's get started. All right, so I'm going to be looking in the chat. I know it's going to come up here for like the first question. All right, so and you can also put these in the chat as well too. So these questions came from individuals who may have either sent me a text, sent me an email, responded to me like on social media or whatever, and they had specific questions. So that's what we're here to do. And also too, for individuals who are in here, put your questions in, and I'll go ahead and answer those questions. So the first question is, and again, you can be anonymous as well too, because some people they want to be anonymous, but that's fine as well too. All right. So the first question is, how did I get started, and why do I feel? Why it says, how did you get started, and why do you feel like you can help and teach others? Okay. So how did I get started with this? As I said, for a long time, I've had a background in sales and marketing, and I've had a lot of individuals in my family who are entrepreneurs, just driven, career driven, and so I picked up on a lot of that. Also, too, I've got to be mentored and learn from some of the best. Some like I got to meet Eric Thomas, E.T. the hip hop preacher, your Tony Robbins, your Les Brown, those types of individuals, even other individuals I did business with, they poured into me. Now, so I believe in career learning, constantly learning, and then I'm someone who picks up on things quickly, and I can teach that. Now, the other thing is, why can I teach this? Because I was bad. My image was bad. My clothes were bad. My fashion was bad. It wasn't good. So because I know how I was at point A, and now I'm at point C, moving to C, point B, moving to C, D, and E. Now that I can do that, I can coach and teach and mentor other individuals to do the same. And what makes me different is, especially when it comes to image or when it comes to other things that you see out there, you see a lot of individuals, they may be putting on clothes, right? Or they may be giving concepts. But as we know in this world, nothing is cookie cutter. So you have to examine, is that something for you? Is that something that's going to get you your desired outcomes? What works for Little Wayne as a suit may not work for Idris Elba. And so that's the same from the business standpoint. So that's why we want to cater and tailor those things to you. All right. So that is question number one from office hours. So, like, if you have any other questions, we can go to the next question. Feel free to put those in the chat as well too. I'm here to help, here to serve, here to add value. So let's look for the next question that's going to be coming up here. All right. So I have it here. It's coming up. What would you say to someone looking to start a business? All right. So what would I say to someone looking to start a business? Businesses are for two reasons. Well, one, you want to either provide a solution or provide an experience. So those are the two things that people buy. They either provide outcome or they buy an experience. So if you're a business individual or you're looking to start a business, my question would be that if you have ideas, what problem do you want to solve? What solution do you want to provide? And or what outcome or experience do you want to provide for your customers? Now, when you understand those things, you can look and examine the steps necessary to get those things done. So I'll give a perfect example. I have a buddy of mine, he may be tuning in. He wanted to start a trucking business. And so we were talking about starting the trucking business. So first things first is, what are some of the things you need in order to be successful? All right. So he needed, of course, vehicle. Of course, he needed some things from a routing and knowledge and those types of things, just different business aspects of that. But he also needed marketing and branding. So we had some tough conversations, some serious conversations about, okay, who is going to be your target audience and what is important to them for the trucking industry. Now he's a black man, and as we know, the trucking industry is not majority black; it's majority other races. So how can you present yourself as someone who's reliable, because that's what's important in the trucking industry, dependable, and someone who's going to be prompt and provide a high level of service? So those are the type of questions and conversation that we had specifically, and we wanted to make sure his brand, whether his uniforms that he had himself and his employees wear, as well as the messaging from his website and his marketing, that was all incongruent. So I say that to say, when you're looking to start a business, what is the problem that you want to solve? So that's the first thing, the problem you want to solve or the experience you want to provide, and then what makes you, how do you differentiate yourself from other individuals? So those are the two things I would ask a person for that. And then once we start having those types of conversations, I would get more into their mental psyche, their acumen. Can they handle adversity? Can they handle rejection? Like, what are you prepared to do? And their overall timetable. Some people, they're transitioning because they're working jobs and doing other things. So they want to start off kind of slow and transition in. Other individuals, they're ready to hit the ground running. So the plan is a little bit different, as well as we look at the finances. So that's my salvo on that. Again, what is the problem you think you want to solve, or what experience do you want to provide, and what makes you unique to everything else out there in the market? So that's that question. We got that answered. So thank you again for whoever put that in. We appreciate your questions as well. We'll go to the next question. All right, this is a good one right here. I this is someone I know who this is right here. So this is someone who said, "How would I, as a parent, dress during events with my children to network with people that I may want to do business with?" So let me give you a little bit of context where this particular question came from. This is a young lady. She's like, man, this lady is always doing things with her children. She's at ball games, baseball, soccer, tennis, those types of things, right? And a lot of that is them being outside, living, just doing those things. So you want to be comfortable, but you also want to have a look of professionalism as well too. So she was saying, like, I want to be comfortable, I want to be out here, but I may want to do business with the parents. So if you go back to my videos when I talk about uh, three things to think about before you buy something. First thing is where you're going to wear it to. So if you're going to a sporting event, okay, you may be casual, you may be ripping and running, all right. But the second part of that is, what is the message that you want to send? Okay, so there's ways to dress where you're like, okay, I'm the soccer mom, I'm the soccer dad, I'm the business, I'm like that. But it doesn't look like you just rolled out of the bed, right? It doesn't look like you just came from working underneath someone's house, unless that's exactly what you do and the type of business that you want to have. So I always say, even if you're doing those things, you want to dress where someone's like, okay, what do you want them to say about you? Okay, well, if she wants to do business with them, one thing you want to say is, from a messaging standpoint, is she looks, well dressed or decent dressed, if you know what I mean. Her children, they're well dressed. They just meaning they don't have holes in their clothes. They're not falling off. Those types of things. So that shows other people that, okay, you're someone who cares about your appearance. You pay attention to detail, and then depending on your type of business, maybe you have a T-shirt or a hat that kind of promotes or markets your business. This is a young lady. I know her. She does like real estate. She does investors. She does a lot of different things. So she can be a little bit more casual. Now, if you're someone who is deals with investing in finance, then you may want to have a little bit more of like a more tailored look, a polished look. So I would say, if it's outside, maybe polos, the knitted polos. That's something new, that, or not something new, but something that's coming back or that you may not know about. The knitted polos, those are the ones that has a little bit more sophistication, or even a nice tracksuit, as you know, um, well maintained. So that'll give you that look, as well as that will give you the air of professionalism while you're out and about handling your business, and that will attract other individuals to you from an appearance standpoint. And then also to what type of language are you using? Like, are you saying some bad things to the umpire? That may rub people the wrong way, but just how you overall carry yourself. Because again, image is appearance, behavior, communication. In that instance, it wouldn't be digital footprint, but actually it would, because you may have marketing materials, cards, those types of things as well too. And I would focus on building the relationship. Be the parent that does, okay, this is someone who's talking to me, who's outgoing, who's not just always asking and begging as well too. Oh, salute to the young investor. I see you out there, brother. Yeah, those knitted polos. I may have to go on a little bit of a tangent about the knitted polos. So I do like knitted polos. They're a little bit different. So one, you can get them in a little bit different types of fabric, like merino wool. So that makes it a little bit more cooler, breathable for when you're out and about in the summertime. We have some people in the southern U.S. where you're having heat waves, but it adds a little bit of sophistication outside of just your regular standard high color polos. And I would tend to stay away from some of those patterns and whatnot, because some of those may be looking like you on a bowling team from the 1970s. So go with the solid colors, brown, blues, navies, yeah, whatever solid color you like, depending on your skin tone. And that cable knit is also works well as well too. So shout out to the young investor. Salute to you. And we'll go to the next question. All right, that's the same one. Let's go to the next one. It's coming up here. And while we're doing that, man, if anybody has other questions and they can put those in the chat, and I'll definitely address them. That's the purpose of office hours or study hall. We here for the overall improvement and education of everyone. So let's go to this new question right here. Yeah, so this was a good question right here. So this was like, I'm new in the area and have a new position. My colleagues are inviting me and providing me opportunities for networking. What do you suggest? All right. So let's just say you're new in a new place, right? And so you're at a new job, you're at a new role, and you're looking to learn, right? Sometimes you'll have other people who are senior, who are mentors. They may invite you, "Hey, let's go to a happy hour, or let's go do this or do that, depending on the type of industry that you're in. Okay, and it may be something that puts you outside of your comfort zone. All right. So the first thing first, I always say, you know, gauge the people, right? Because sometimes these will be people from different age groups, different backgrounds, different things that you're not accustomed to. Engage the activities. So first and foremost, the most important thing is, are you going to be safe, right? Now we have to always caveat that in this day and age, we want to make sure that wherever you're going, what you're doing is going to be safe, right? But we're going to assume that these people had good intentions and good motives. So safety is first and foremost the most important thing. Then the second thing is, okay, what is it that you want to learn from these individuals? So sometimes an individual, and that happened with me. That happened with a lot of individuals. Someone will say, "Hey, I see something in you. I see like I want to help you get to the next level." And part of that is learning because they have things up here that you don't have, and the only way to get it is either you connect with them and they teach you, or you go on a quest to learn. So they're wanting to teach you that. All right. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is they see like potential in you, and you need to work on and foster that relationship. We always talked about your network is your network. So that's an opportunity to expand your network. So um, get out and about in your new city. All right, where do the movers and shakers go? All right, this individual, he was in DC, so this is for you. So DC is a very metro city, meaning there's congressmen, there's politicians, there's business people. Even Prince George is one of the richest counties in the country. So where do those types of people hang out? And just go out and about and put yourself in position to be around those types of people. But you definitely want to make sure you're taking time to learn and glean and get the information. And then part of what we talk about when we talk about career consulting is what is your ultimate outcome? Do you want to be CEO? Do you want to learn things so you can do your own thing? Or do you want to be the best you can be in your given profession and be at top notch level? So then when we're mapping out your career, we're talking about those types of things. And we talk, and I got a video coming up about that as well too. Like, what is your career plan, your career education, your continuing education plan to do that? So a lot of times it may be new to you. You may not be used to it because you're in a new city and people ask you to do things. Go out, connect with those individuals, learn because you never know what they want to teach you, but also too the other individuals they can teach you and connect you with as well too. Um, Always good to have additional people to connect with. All right, so we can go to the next question. I'm checking the chat, see if anybody has anything else while we're up here. All right, so this is a good question right here. So this was an individual. They sent me a request like, how do I dress for a formal wedding in summer? This is actually summer formal, right? So summer formal. This is a person they live north of the border. They're in Canada. So it's this time of year. They want to do a summer formal wedding. Now, the difference between a regular formal and summer formal is this, right? It's going to be almost casual type, almost like a beach type vibe in a sense, but you still want to look nice. All right. So what you're going to do is traditional weddings, you're going to be wanting to wear like black tuxedo, black suit, dark navy. Throw all that out. When it comes to summertime, we're doing cooler things. We're doing the light blues, the grays, the beige, the linen. That's what we're doing in those type of atmospheres. Okay. Now, if you choose to and you want to do a button up, that's cool. Throw a nice button up on. You can throw a nice V-neck T-shirt on. Even we talked about the knitted polos. Do that. But for summer formal, no ties, right? So it's going to be more casual, but you still want to look good. So no ties, but you definitely want to wear pants as well too. And then with those, you want to do some loafers or some drivers. So you're gonna show some skin down at the bottom of your feet, no boots. You want to be relaxed, like you almost going to a beach party or a beach luau, but you still want to have that professional look. So that's how you would dress for summer formal. Light pastel colors, light fabric, your linens. That's what you want to do. Maybe some merino wool, but definitely your linens, your bamboo, those types of things. And with linen, I prefer to go with a nice blend of like maybe linen and another, maybe linen and wool, just because it wrinkles very easily. All right. So that's how you dress for the summer formal wedding. If you get that invite on that invitation, it says formal, summer formal. That's how you want to dress. All right. Let's see. Do we have any more questions? All right. Okay. All right. So this is a very, very, very good question right here. So I'm a bodybuilder. How do I get suits and formal wear? Should I get a suit and get it tailored after? Okay. All right. So I did a video on the three types of suits that you should get. All right. Now, some individuals, like when we talk about getting things off the rack, they're built or made for someone probably about 5'8", 165, and then they size it up or size it down depending on how you go. All right. But that doesn't mean anything because you can have bigger shoulders, longer arms. All right. And so what happens is some individuals, they work out quite a bit. I know quite a few people do that, and they want to go to the formal event. They want to look good. They don't want to look like Missy when she had the plastic bag on, just real swole right here. They want to be tailored right, and this is definitely possible because we see the NBA draft every year, we see the NFL draft every year, and we see those individuals in nice suits. Now, depending on what you can afford, I always say get the best thing that you can afford. All right. So the first things first, when you're trying to get a suit or formal wear, you want to make sure it fits in the shoulder area and in the collar area. All right, because these are the two areas that cannot, or it's very, very difficult to tailor, right? That's why you see some individuals that have dense dimples because they didn't take that into account. So you want to get something that's going to fit your shoulders first and foremost, your shoulders and the neck area. That may take some trial and error. You may need to go made to measure, or you may need to do custom. Depends on how serious you are in your bodybuilding, how different your body is. And that could be even for people who don't bodybuild, who just may be very, very tall. They may be very, very muscular naturally. But you want to make sure it fits in the shoulders and the neck area first. And then some of the other things that a tailor can do, they can adjust the sleeve length a little bit in the waist area, that area. And of course, you may need to have some custom tailored pants because we know we have some people who really be putting in on leg days. And so you may need to get some in that area. So if you can't go full custom where you got someone who measures that and does it specific to you, then you may go made to measure, or you may go to have to go to a specialty store. But be mindful of those two areas, the shoulder and the neck area, and then with your pants as well too, depending on if your waist, your legs, your thighs, you look at that and you get that right. All right. So that's how bodybuilders can do it. We see it all the time with the NFL draft. They have some big guys, some 6'5", six, whatever, some strong dudes. Yeah, you can definitely do that. All right. Let me see what we got here. We're gonna take one from the chat right here. We got Young Investor. He said, "Hey Eric, for someone like myself who's on the younger side, where do you recommend to buy frames?" Okay. All right. So it's all about your budget. All right. But so a couple of things that I always say get the best you can afford. Okay. Now, when it comes to frames, I'm kind of a frame snob. I own quite a few, as you may see throughout where I change them up. And I'm not sure if you're someone who wears glasses or has a prescription, but here's what I would say. You want to get you a nice pair of frames, solid acetate frames, right? If you're going to go with this or metal. The reason being is if you're someone who if you spend a little bit more on your frames, they're going to last longer. So that will allow you to change out your prescription often because, again, you spent quality on the frames and you're able to do that. All right. So, one thing I would say to avoid, right? If you want something long lasting, this is going to go counter to a lot of things that people say. Stay out of the mall. Don't go there. The reason being is a lot of company, and I'm not going to say the name of the company because that's not what we do here. But there is one company that owns a lot of the frame brands. All right, and now they're at a point where they get mass produced, and because of that, the quality is not there now. And they own like a lot of the eye stores and the even the insurance places that do that. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to go to like maybe a boutique or somewhere like that that has one a better quality of frame, and then also two they're gonna have professionals who are gonna make sure the frame suits you, fits you, and works for you and your face and your and what you have going on. All right, and you're a young guy. I would say it depends on your face structure as well too because you're an investor. I'm just taking that just based on the name and just some of the conversations that we had. You're an investor, so I would go dark frames like this, right? Darker versus the gold or brown, because this is going to add a level of maturity and sophistication for you. This is just for you, because this is your profession. You're investing. You're going to deal with a lot of individuals who are older than you. They're going to question you. What does this young guy know? So part of that is having a look. So I would go with a dark color like black or brown. That's what I would go for on the solid frames there. And then just make sure it kind of suits you and fits your face. We can have a session. I can help you with that. But that's what's going to be important for you. And then get you a nice pair of aviator glasses as well. The aviators, classic look, and you can wear them very professionally. Like you see people from rock stars to presidents, they wear the aviators, so that's going to be beneficial to you. Also good for your skin as well. Keep your eyes healthy. So hopefully that answers your question. And salute to you, young investor. Hopefully that answers your question. Shout out to Miss Page. Welcome. Good to see you here in the chat. And we can go to the next question. Do we have any more? All right. Now see this right here. This is a good question right here because we have this happen all the time, right? It says, "What do I do if I get bad service at a location, and how do I handle it professionally with class?" All right. So first thing foremost, um, we don't want to put ourselves in a position where something bad can happen to us or we can have a negative outcome. All right. And so one thing I like to do when I get not as great service, this is a pro tip. This is the interaction tip. So let's just say I'm with a waitress or a waiter or somewhere else, or even somewhere. I'll be like, "Hey, sir, ma'am, I know you was working hard. You probably didn't try to do this, but I noticed that this was incorrect about this. I know you've been working hard all day and doing all these things. Can we do some things to resolve this or fix this, right? Because in the day and age of camera phones and things like we just saw the party in I think it was in Montgomery, but we just saw that in Alabama. We see interactions in airports and things that go viral. That right there, digital footprint. So you want to avoid those types of things, but always err on the side of professionalism and empathy, right? Because then people want to say, "Oh man, I wasn't really trying to get this order wrong. Or I wasn't really trying to do this." And then the focus should be on how can we get to a reasonable outcome. So if they messed up your order, didn't do something right, think in your mind, what would it take to make you happy to continue to deal with that interaction or deal with that transaction? And in that, you may say, okay, well, I would like my meal comped, or I'd like a free dessert, or I'd like upgrade to first class, such and so forth. So think about that, and then let them come with the solution, and then you may come with something your counter. All right. And if it just can't be resolved, and I've had that as well too, you classfully walk out, as we say, leave quietly, and don't return. That's how we do it. We keep it professional. Um, let's see, young investor said, I bought some dark frames for work and lighter frames for outside work. Okay. Yeah, when you say dark, are you talking about the finish or the lens tint? I don't know if you can clarify for that. But yeah, so those definitely work as well too. Because again, because you're young and you want that level of sophistication, so the darker the better. So colors like this, brown, stay away from in a professional setting for you. Stay away from blue. Stay away from gold. You can do like silver if it's a metal frame right there. Because again, those are like more conservative. Because you're dealing with money, you want to be conservative. But outside of work, when you're out there doing your thing, having fun, enjoying life, go ahead, have at it. That's what you want to do. Go ahead and do that. All right. Yep, dark front. Hey, can't go wrong with these right here. All right. Let's go. Do we have any more questions? All right. So we got this one here. Let's see here. My daughter's a recent college grad and purchased a short white suit. Am I old fashioned for not liking it? What do you recommend? Okay. All right, so this is someone who they I think they like how you have like a business suit or pantsuit, right? But instead of pants, it was shorts, okay, and it was white. Now, a couple things that's the challenge with that. All right, so white is not something like you that you want to do like from a professional standpoint, especially initially, depending on the type of field you are. And this person, they weren't in entertainment, they weren't in that type of field, okay, and they're a young lady. So first and foremost, as a young woman standing out into a new profession or even starting a new job, you want to be the focus to be on what's up here, your competence, like how good you are what you're doing versus your appearance and what you look like. So if you got shorts, that means you're showing leg, you're showing all the things right there. And then the white suit, that would take away from that. So that make you seem like this young lady is here for fun. This young lady is not serious about her career. And she may be highly intelligent, but you put that image out, that's how people are going to treat you. They're not going to take you as serious as you would like them to do for that. So what would I recommend? Full suits. Like, so like if you're going to do that, do a skirt, but do it down to the knee, or do the full pantsuits. Stay away from the white in that instance there. Do charcoal gray, do navy, do brown, and do black. Those are the four that you should do just starting off in your career. And one thing is like I would probably start with charcoal gray, maybe navy, either or, because like you can pair those with a lot of different things. You can come with the white blouse, you can come with the gold blouse, you can come with a lot of different colors. So if money is an issue starting off, you can get a lot of different looks out of that particular outfit. So that's what I would recommend on that. So nope, you're not old fashioned. You was right. Your spotty sense did tell you the right thing. So yeah, that's what we want to do. All right, let's see. Do we have any more questions? All right, so this is a good business question right here. It's like, how can I get my sales team to be more productive and get more sales? All right, so first and foremost, more productive. Um, Typically, sales is a numbers game, so you want to make sure that your sales team is making the right amount of contacts. Now, the other thing you want to do is look at their customers and get an understanding of their customers. Are they where their customers shop? Are they where their customers buy? Are they presenting the information in a manner that would make it appealing to their customers? And are they providing that level of service? Because sales in general is people have to know, like, and trust you. And so again, we talk about your image. Does your image show you to be someone knowledgeable? Does that show to be someone likable, someone trusting? And we can do that based on like what our appearance is. So I would always say, what's your appearance like? And then from a dress standpoint, but what's your marketing material like? What's your slide deck presentation? What's your product presentation like? What are those things? Are those areas where we can improve in? Because maybe you every 10 people you're getting two, right? So maybe we can move the needle by to three or four just by uh tweaking those few minor things to help your team be more productive. And then also too, you can offer incentives, um, additional training and coaching. We can always talk about that to help them increase their closing ratio and be better at what they do. And then also too, when they have the image on point, those other things on point, their confidence is going to be high. So when you have good confidence, good energy, the customer is going to see that, they're going to feel that, they're going to experience that, and they're going to be more willing and likely and wanting to buy from what you have. So that's what I would tell to get my sales team more motivated, not motivated, excuse me, more productive, and more production leads to more sales. So that's what you want to do. And also to make sure they're knowledgeable and very have a good understanding of the product that they're offering. All right. And do we have any more questions? All right. So this goes back to another entrepreneur. How do I know what products and services to offer? Okay, great. So we talked earlier about what type of like what are some questions you would ask if you were starting off in business. Well, you may have a lot of different products and services that you offer. So one thing is with anything, I always tell people understand your numbers. So whether you're doing sales, whether you work a job, you always have a number up here. Is this is how much money I want to make, I need to make to get whatever types of outcomes that I want to get. Okay. And then when it comes to products and services, what are helping you get generate that? And also too, what's the cost for doing those types of things? So you want to do a cost benefit analysis on the products because again, if you have products and services that are costly to you but don't really move the needle, and you may want to reduce those or remove those from your portfolio. And then just like vice versa, it may be low cost, but it has high volume, high customer usage. So the key to that is really understanding your numbers and focusing on that. And also too, like when I tell people not just on that, but even when it comes to job applications, make sure it's something that you enjoy because let's just say you hate taking out the trash and you put that on there just to get a job, they're gonna have you taking that out and you're gonna be miserable. So the same is true with the type of services that you're gonna be offering. You want to make sure it's profitable and makes sense to your organization, business wise, profit wise, and customer wise. And then also to always go and get feedback from your customers. They may say, "Hey, I like that you have product A, but you know what will go good with product A? Product B. Yeah, I will be willing to buy it." So you test it out. You constantly learning. See, there's no finish line in this. It's I'm here, I'm learning, I'm going to improve, and I'm going to go on to the next level. So that's what I would suggest. I mean, that would probably require more of a one-on-one consultation. with myself and either you, the owner, or you and your organization, so I can learn more about your business, your numbers, and those types of things. And this is the reason why we do this, because some individuals, they're good at cooking, they're good at being a lawyer. They're good at being a doctor. They're good at selling clothes, making clothes. But some of these areas they're not in, right? So that's why you may have a plumber. You hire a plumber because you're not good at plumbing. You hire an accountant because you're not good in taxes. So that's why we do these things, so we can provide you the help and tools that you need to be successful. All right. All right. So we got one more question from Queen M's Journey. What type of perfume would you recommend for a corporate environment? Okay. So corporate environment, you always want to go with safe. So safe is light. It could be floral or woody. Those are your three things that are the least offensive in those realms. Now, I don't really go into specific brands unless I have experience and I smell them or whatnot. But in a corporate environment, you want to go with safe fragrances. If you check out any of my fragrance videos, I always go over where you can wear these types of things. There are some things that are for happy hour. There are some things that are for date night, right? So those definitely would not be appropriate in the office setting. So again, safe fragrances, they're going to be your light fragrances, your floral fragrances, and your woody type fragrances. And you can go a little bit on the rose side, light on the rose because that's light. And then in the cooler weather, depending on your location, you can do a little bit of amber. So those are the ones that I would tend to look at, and also too the type of environment and work that you do. So if you're a banker, you definitely want to go with something light. Okay. Now, if you're in sales, you may want to do a little something that has a little playfulness, has a little fun, depending on your profession, because you want to put those individuals around you in a different type of mood. So hopefully that answers your question. Again, we have to be specific to your corporate environment because you could be in professional sports, you could be in education, you could be in a lot of different things. But I always say err on the side of safety. So your woody fragrances, your floral, your vetiver, those are lighter type scents, and you typically can't go wrong with that in those settings right there. All right. So I'm not sure if we have any. Okay. Okay. All right, so this one, someone put finding someone who is reliable is tiring. Do you recommend any stores or companies? I'm not sure. Like when we say reliable, are we talking about for what specifically? Because I mean, if we talking about Success Concierge, well, you're in the right place. You got the right one right here. If we're talking about clothes, food, or whatnot, that's going to depend highly on your market that you're in, what you're needing. So I'm not sure if I can answer that question, but I will say just in general, you like finding reliable people, even when you come into like things like getting your car worked on, restaurants, food, clothing, those types of things. Try to like referrals are always good, word of mouth, and connecting with individuals. That's why we say life happens out there, it happens in the field. It's all about relationships. So finding people who have areas of expertise in that, and then leveraging those relationships, and that's the start. And if you find someone good who's meeting your needs from a business standpoint, then continue to do business with them because it's even on the customer side, even on the business side, it's easier to retain customers than to get new ones. So make sure you're taking care of what's taking care of you. And then individuals out there, you make sure when you're going out and about, you get the highest level of service possible and set that standard of, okay, when I go here, I want this type of service. I want to be treated in this manner. And you set the tone so people know, and they will give you what you're expecting off top. All right. I don't know if we have any more questions. All right. All right. It says, I have a small petite face. Which frame shape should I wear to bring out my face more? Okay. So this is a tough question, not just because of that, but I haven't seen your face. And so it depends, right? Because some people, their face is such where they have nice cheekbones. So if I was someone who had nice cheekbones, I would do more of a rectangular shape right here that comes like just up here. So it highlights that. And then even if they had nice like lashes or brows, something that goes down a little bit right here. Okay. So even on the petite side, I would do thinner frames. So maybe not something this thick right here. You can do wire. and then do lighter colors like your golds, your browns, your lighter colors right there, because that has a shrinking effect right on that. But then it's going to highlight your other areas, whether that be your lips, your cheeks, your nose, those types of things as well too. So with image and fashion, we always look at what's going to either hide the features that you don't like or what's going to accentuate the features that you do like and do want to show. And that's why we do consultations so I can look and see um, and help you pick those out in that manner. All right. Let's see. Do we have any more questions? What's the process of booking a consultation with me? Well, right now, I'm on Instagram at I am Eric Hall. I will be having my Success Concierge website that's coming out soon because, again, this is a growth process. I want to be in position to better serve and continue to add value to the individuals out there. So the best way to get to me now is either here on YouTube or on Instagram, and my Instagram is I am Eric Hall. You got the Cash App, so you can go ahead and hit that, and we can set up a session and we can talk and cater something specifically to you and what you need. So again, these are the areas I focus on: your personal image, your career development, and your corporate or entrepreneurship, depending on what levels that you are. So those are the ways I can help. I'm not hard to find. You see me, I'll be here. You're on my channel. You know how to get to me. So that's what we do. Do we have any other questions before we close out? Yeah, the chat is open too. Like if anybody wants to come and join the panel, we can do that. We can have people call in, get your questions answered. So let me just tell you up top, if you call in, make sure you got your camera on because we want to make sure there's no trolls here, and govern yourself accordingly because this is a public space. So we'll open it up if anybody wants to call in the next few minutes. Otherwise, you can put your comments and questions in the chat, and we'll go from there. But I will say this, right? As we do things like this, as we continue to grow, we continue to serve. Keep your topics coming, keep those types of things coming, because I want to make sure when I'm out here making content and I'm out here creating products and services, is out here to help you and to meet the needs that you may have for that, all right? Because that's what I want to do. I want to continue to add value. I want to continue to help individuals grow. I want to continue to help people build. I want to continue to help individuals get themselves to the next level and put themselves in position to achieve their desired outcomes. So definitely stay tuned. Uh, I see we have come to the conclusion of this. So I thank everyone for tuning in. Salute to everyone. I'm Eric Hall, your success concierge, providing you the vision, tools, and opportunity for your desired success. So thank you for tuning in. Everyone have a great night.